Alright everybody, welcome back. So we're going to walk through the Photoshop workspace right now. This one right here, this is Photoshop, this PS here. If you'll see, I went ahead and opened it and let it load. But what we're going to do is just go to the top here and select File, New. And depending on what kind of image I'm trying to make, I've got a couple options here under Presets. We're just going to start out with US paper, something everybody should be fairly familiar with. So standard size is letter, width is 8.5 by 11 inches. Make sure you take a look at your units here because when we switch back and forth between web and print, the units will change. Our resolution is 300. That's a minimum I want you to use if anything is going to be printed in this class. This is just an exercise so you get a handle on the workspace, so don't worry about it too much, but I do want you to notice that my resolution here is 300 because it's for print. Alright, so we hit OK, and it should open my window up. Here it is here. I'm going to hit the F key, F as in Frank on the keyboard, and that's going to toggle my window so that I have this gray space around it. If you're like me and have a really sloppy, messy desktop, this is a great trick to get rid of everything and just make it really, really clean. If I hit it again, it actually goes into display mode where I can see my artwork on a flat black background. It makes it really, really easy to display your work in a professional sort of manner while you're still working on it. Alright, and then the F key again is going to take me to the floating window and one more time to the gray workspace. So that's a feel for the Photoshop work area. Next, we're talking a little bit about toolbar. Got the toolbar here. At the very top is the Move tool. There it is, Move tool. Then I've got my rectangular marquee, and underneath that, if you notice, there's a little black corner here. And what that means is that there's other tools underneath, and these are going to be our selection tools. So any of the marquees we can use to make a selection. Lasso is another selection tool. I can use that to grab a whole area, and then if I want to move it, I switch to the Move tool. Magic Wand and Quick Select are also selection tools. We've got Crop here. It's going to allow me to cut my actual workspace down. And if you notice here, anybody who's been in photo, it's going to automatically create this rule of thirds as a crop guide overlay. I can change that, so I can eliminate it or add a grid. I like to have the rule of thirds on there, so I'm going to keep it. To go ahead and crop my image area, I would hit the Enter key or the check mark up here. To undo it, the slash here. So I'll just go ahead and undo that. And that's it for our first set of tools. The last one in this top area is the eyedropper, which is a color sample tool. It's got a ruler, note, and count. Don't worry about those too much today. I do want you to notice them. The other thing I'd like you to try is the paintbrush. Good old-fashioned paintbrush. So just grab that and do some doodles for me. And get used to your workspace. Go ahead and select some of that doodle. Move it around a little bit, and just get an idea of what Photoshop can do. When you're ready, you can hit File, Close, or File, Save As, depending on if you're going to keep it. For this assignment, I would like you to go ahead and keep it. So we're going to go ahead and go File, Save As, draw me something pretty. And go ahead and save that as a Photoshop document. Notice my format here. I'm checking it. Just put it on your desktop. I want you to have access to it just in case we need it later. And label it as First Test. Or First Test. Alright? .psd. And save. There it is. Alright, so then go ahead and close this out, and you have now tried Photoshop.